Hello guys, my name is Victoria Pavlov. I'm the Photoshop artist. Welcome to my studio. How are you this morning, guys? It's Thursday, almost weekend. Yeah! Today, guys, I will show to you how we can create a very beautiful watercolor painting in Adobe Fresco. And today I will show to you something maybe you never thought about. We will we will create black and white watercolor painting with few colors accent. For my taste, it's beautiful, it's unusual maybe, and this is what I like to create, something very unique and something what I love, basically. So guys, let's start. First of all, I will switch to my desktop, and yes, today I will be using iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Also guys, if you never used Adobe Fresco, just go to your store and download Fresco right now. I can guarantee you will love Fresco as much as I do. First of all, let's talk about our interface. As you can see, I have opened a rough outline of our painting we will be working with today. Why I created this outline before our stream, just to save our time. As you can see now, I have two layers. One layer is basically white background layer, and top layer is a rough outline of our main subject we will be working on today. Let's talk about brushes. How you can access to watercolor brushes in Adobe Fresco. If you will click on a second set of brushes on your toolbar, long press, and you will see that you have two sets of live brushes. You have oil brushes, they're absolutely amazing. I love oil brushes in Fresco. And we have a watercolor set of brushes. Now we have four watercolor brushes. Believe or not, it's enough to create something very unique, something very beautiful. And if you don't want to, if you not comfortable to bringing your brushes from Photoshop, this set of brushes more than enough. But if you would like to have more watercolor brushes in Adobe Fresco, you can add your favorite Photoshop watercolor brushes to your Creative Cloud library. Open this library in Adobe Fresco, and you will be able to use these brushes. So I have a set of my favorite watercolor brushes in Photoshop. I drag my favorite watercolor brushes to my Creative Cloud library. And now I will open my Creative Cloud library here in Adobe Fresco. Brushes I use in PC, in Photoshop. And as you can see here, I have all my favorite brushes. I can click on any brush, example, watercolor brush. I will change color of my brush, and voila. How easy is it? But today we will start with default watercolor brushes, default live brushes in Fresco. I will click on watercolor wash soft brush, and by the way guys, you can add your favorite brush to your favorites. Example, here I have favorites tab. If I will click on it, you will see that here I have all my favorite Fresco brushes, so I don't have to remember some specific brush I love to work with. I will add to this. Let me show to you. I will click on this star next to a brush name, and Fresco will add this brush to your favorite, and you will be able to access this brush from your favorite tab at any time. So I will click on watercolor as wash soft brush. I will change color of my brush to light shade of gray. Also, guys, I will specify a flow value to 100%. What is flow is very helpful tool in your digital painting. You can think about, hi Renee, good morning. You can think about flow like opacity, basically opacity of your brush. I'm starting with flow value to 100%, and I can adjust it at any time. Also, guys, because I'm working with layers, I can drop down opacity of my layer at any time. If I will bring down layer opacity about 50%, 30%, basically I will bring down opacity of my brush stroke. So value of my flow is 100%. I will increase size of my brush to about 250. You can use any size of your brush you're more comfortable with. And by the way, guys, use your a pencil pressure sensitivity. Pressure sensitivity is your friend. So using this simple brush, let me increase size of my brush. I will add a few layer of many shades of great colors we will be working with today. I'm not pressing too hard, just like this. Guys, I want you to understand that to create something very beautiful and very unique and something special, you don't have to spend a lot of time. In 20th century, we have luxury to create art without spending a lot of time, but it depends. If you have if you're working on some project with a lot of details or anything like that, yes, definitely you will need to spend more time. Now, guys, what I will do, I will bring down opacity of my layer down. And by the way, guys, did you notice that I didn't create separate layer before I will start before I started working with my watercolor brush? Adobe Fresco is smart enough to understand that because I switched to watercolor brush, Fresco created a new layer. If I will switch to vector brush right now, Fresco will create separate vector layer for me. So now I will change shade of my color, same color with darker shade. I will bring a value of my brush down about flow value about 47, and I will add a little bit more splashes of a gray color, just like this. Remember, guys, where we have dark, we have light. Just like this. And again, I will bring down opacity of my layer a little bit more, just like that. Now I will create a new empty layer. I will switch to darker shade of same color. I will increase flow value to 79. I will bring opacity size of my brush down, and I will add a little bit more splashes of gray color around here, just like this. And again, guys, you don't have to blend watercolors in Fresco. Fresco will blend all colors for you. So just enjoy your creation. And again, I will bring opacity of my layer down. I will increase size of my brush, and I will add a little bit more details around her shoulders. Just like this. Now, guys, what I will do, I will switch to another watercolor brush. I will switch to watercolor round detail brush, just like this. I will change shade of my gray color. I will bring size of my brush down, and I will add a little bit more details. For my taste, it's the brush stroke is bigger than I wanted, so I will undo it. I will bring size of my brush down about 10, And now I will add a little bit more details around here. And maybe I will create a new empty layer just like this. Yes, yes, yes. Look at this, guys. Your eyebrows. Maybe I will increase size of my brush. And yes, guys, you can switch between different sizes of your brush at any time. You don't have to stuck with one size of your brush, and you don't have to stuck with one brush. So change your brushes, change sizes of your brush. Around her chin, extra details. Around her mouth, just like that, and around her nose. Just like this. And again, I can bring down opacity of this layer down, just like that. Now I will create new empty layer. I will switch back to my watercolor wash soft brush. I will change color of my brush to light shade of gray. And did you notice, guys, Fresco remembers all colors we used in a current document. I will bring size of my brush down, and I will add a few splashes of gray color around her nose, just like that, around her mouth. And look at this, guys. Fresco blends all colors. Look at this. I love, love, love it. And believe it or not, working with watercolor painting in Fresco reminds me traditional watercolor painting. My pencil pressure sensitivity, how I hold my hands, how hard I press on my paper, on my iPad, exactly like I'm I'm using in my traditional watercolor painting. It's exact same. So if you painted before using traditional method of painting, this is watercolor painting in Adobe Fresco, exact the same. So you don't have to relearn anything, you don't have to develop new technique or anything like that. Hello. So a little bit more splashes of darker shade of gray around her hair now, just like that. And I will increase size of my brush. And just like that. Now we will start working on her eye cover. I will create a new empty layer. I will use lighter shade of gray color, and I will add first a layer of gray color around her eye cover. Close, just like that. Now I will use same gray color but with darkest shade. I will bring size of my brush down, and I will add a little bit more shadows around here and here. And again, guys, it's your creation, it's your art. You can do anything you like. Now I will switch to a watercolor detail brush. I will create a new empty layer. I will use a white color, pure white color, with flow value 100%. Size of my brush probably around 28, and I will add a little bit highlights to our painting. Guys, remember, highlights and shadows are very important in our art, traditional and digital. I don't want to add a lot of details in my painting, particularly this painting, because I want my painting to breathe. I want to have just like very slight touches of colors of I just want to have very light painting. And again, guys, it's your art, it's your creation. You can add as many details as you like. Now I'm happy with my painting. I would like to add a little bit more splashes of color. I will create a new empty layer. I will switch to yellow color. I will increase size of my brush, and yes, I'm still using watercolor round detail brush. I will zoom in my document just like that. It's too big, brush is too big for me now, so I brought the size of my brush down. Now I will increase size of my brush and I will start working on my butterfly. Again, guys, you can switch between different sizes of your brush. It's important because if we have a detail, a lot of details, definitely we need to use a smaller size of our brush. With bigger details, we can switch to bigger size of our brush, just like that. Now I will create a new empty layer. I will switch to red color. I will bring size of my brush down and I will add a little bit more details to my butterfly, just like that. I will bring size of my brush down and I will add a little bit more details. Now, I will create a new empty layer. I will switch to watercolor wash soft brush with a red color. I will increase size of my brush and I will add just a few splashes of a red color. Look at this, guys, how Fresco blends all colors for me. I love it. I will create new empty layer. I will switch back to my watercolor round detail brush. I will use almost a black color, but I prefer when I'm working with black colors, I prefer to use a darkest shade of a blue color. So I will click on blue color and I will move my slider to the darkest point of my blue color, just like that. I will bring size of my brush down and I will add a few final details to my butterfly, just like this. Again, guys, you can add as many details as you like. Look at this completely different story. Now, I will create a new empty layer. I will switch to green color and I will add a little bit more details to my painting. A darker shade of green color, just like that. I will increase size of my brush and let's rock and roll, just like this. We will add a little bit more details. We will add a few flowers around our around her head. Let me zoom in. I will increase size of my brush and I will add a few leaves around here. And again, guys, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's important. You can create your art in any way you like. You can add less or more details. You can use less or more colors. It's up to you. And now, the final steps. I will switch. Thank you, Renee. Hi. Now I will create a new empty layer. I will switch to watercolor wash a soft brush, just like that. I will change color of my brush to yellow. I will bring size of my brush down and I will add a little bit more colors. Basically, I'm creating flowers, just like that. Changing color of my brush to red and bringing size of my brush down will help me to add more details, just like this. Look at this. Maybe around here as well. Yes. Now, guys, let's talk about our background. You can leave it as it is, a white background, or you can add a few splashes of colors. So what I will do, I will select my sketch layer. I will create a new empty layer on top of it. I will switch to my watercolor brush, my favorite Photoshop watercolor brush. Remember, guys, I created a separate Creative Cloud CC library with my favorite Photoshop brushes. I opened this library in Adobe Fresco, and now I have access to my favorite Photoshop brushes inside Adobe Fresco. So here I will click on Kyle Real Watercolor Giant brush, just like that. I will switch color of my brush to yellow. I will bring down flow value to 57, and also I will bring down up size of my brush, and I will add a few splashes of color, just like that. And again, guys, it's up to you. And again, I can bring down opacity of my layer, just like this. And now you can share your project. You can save your project to your Creative Cloud library, Creative Cloud document. You can do anything you like. But as usual, I would like to show to you the last thing. If I will click on share button, I will click on publish and export. Here we have time-lapse export. I will click on it and look at this. Yes, Fresco records everything for you. Now you can share your progress with your followers, with your clients, with your family, with your friends. That this is amazing. I love it. Just like this. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you today. As you can see, you can create anything you like. You can use more or less colors. You can use only a few splashes of gray colors, few splashes of yellow or red or green colors to create something very beautiful and unique. By the way, I named this art like early spring because it's spring right now, but it's one day it's cold, one day it's warm, so it's between cold and warm, so that's why we used gray colors and a few splashes of bright colors. So we are nowhere right now. We are not in a cold weather, we are not in a warm weather, so we are between. So guys, thank you Terry, thank you Renee. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you today. Again, if you have any questions, as usual, just ask. I will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. If you want to see some specific stream, some specific tutorial, just let me know. I will be more than happy to share my knowledge with you. Guys, I'm repeating myself all the time, but I'm not teaching you. I'm sharing my experience. I'm sharing with you my workflow. I'm sharing with you my knowledge. Let's connect. Let's create together. Let's teach each other. So guys, let's learn from each other. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Happy Thursday, and I will see you next time. I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow, guys, we will have our second part of our painting class. We will talk about brushes. We will talk about brushes in Photoshop, and if we will have time, we will talk about brushes in Adobe Fresco. So guys, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you guys. Bye bye.